This is Virgil Ortiz, and you're watching REED-BBS.
REED-BBS, BBS. Saturday, February 22nd, the last Crescendo. Perhaps the finest fight card ever, or so they said at the press conference that was earlier this week, featuring Artur Beterbiev versus Beterbiev-Bivol, their rematch. And I'll go through the entirety of that card in this video. Quick hit each fight. I'll, for probably at least two, maybe even three. Maybe even three of these fights, I will do singular videos as well, but we'll save those. We will table those until closer to fight week. Beterbiev, 21-0, now 20 KOs, having gone the distance, with Beterbiev-Bivol, whose record looks strange at 23-1, 12 KOs. I'm not used to seeing a blemish in Bivol's L column. Not used to seeing a different number from the win column and the KO column of Beterbiev. The presser people, of course they're promoters, so they were promoting, using words like how the first fight exceeded expectations. It was a great fight. Controversial. It was controversial. I'll give them that. And while it was not a bad fight, it certainly wasn't memorable or terribly rewatchable. I said it then, I'll say it again. And in a pound-for-pound sense, I think a little bit less of both men. Since they fought each other, I've moved up. I've catapulted Jesse. Bam. Whoa, bam. Bam. Rodriguez. I've catapulted him to the fourth spot on my personal pound-for-pound list. But more on that later. I digress. So I think a tad bit less of Beterbiev and Bivol because their styles conspire to negate each other. I'm expecting a little more of the same. I think Bivol has the capacity to do more, but will he do more? But again, I'll break it down further as we get closer to the fight. I want to quick hit all the fights in this video. Daniel Dubois will be defending his IBF World Heavyweight title against Joseph Parker. Dubois, I've been on his bandwagon and off his bandwagon. But the one thing that sustains is I love saying his name. Daniel Dubois. But Parker, though, I don't like this fight for Dubois. I'm not predicting and won't predict, not now anyway, a Parker victory. But I don't like this fight. Parker's fought Andy Ruiz. He's fought bad-built Andy Ruiz. He's fought Anthony Joshua. He's fought Dillian White, Derek Chisora, Slow Joe Joyce. He's fought Deontay Wilder, Zhilei Zhang. Joseph Parker of contemporary heavyweights. Joseph Parker probably has the best resume of them all. He's fought virtually everyone. He even fought Fury, although that was Huey Fury and not Tyson Fury. Parker isn't in a all-time sense. No, he's not the most terribly skilled or ring-smart fighter. But by today's heavyweight standards, he's a borderline craftsman, truth be told. And he has the capacity to change pace, to throw Dubois off. Dubois wants to come in a straight line and attack. Parker has the capacity to zig when Dubois wants to zag, or vice versa. Slow the fight down, move in a way that can sap some of Dubois' energy. He can make for an ugly fight. And I don't like Dubois' ability to win necessarily. Now, he seems to have resurrected himself, but I wish he would have taken like a rematch with Joyce in this fight as he's waiting for the rematch with Usyk. But I digress. Carlos Adames, 24-1, 18 KOs versus the undefeated Hamza, 21-0, 17 KOs. So Adames, I don't quite know what to think of him. He beat Terrell Gausha. He stopped Julian J. Rock Williams, but he lost to Patrick Teixeira. Like, if you're that dude, you don't lose to Patrick Teixeira. I'm sorry. He's a WBC middleweight champion. him and Johnnebeck, they need to do something at middleweight. And hopefully this fight, maybe if Adamas ain't that guy, Cherise is, and he can insert himself into the mix with bigger names. Virgil Ortiz Jr., Grand Prairie, Texas' own. Virgil Ortiz, 21-0, 21 KOs. Like Beterbiev, Virgil Ortiz was taking the full 12-round distance for the first time in his last fight. He'll be facing Israel the Dream Madrimov, 10-1-1, 7 KOs for the interim WBC super welterweight title. So what we do know, Virgil Ortiz ain't about to try to match wits with Madrimov, kind of in the way that Bud Crawford did. Bud's fight against Madrimov was more tactical, more of a chess match. Virgil Ortiz wants more of a firefight, and he wants to lay hands, and he will press the issue in pursuit of that. Madrimov, he's got more bounce and wiggle to him. So just their styles and manners of fighting is it's probably the most intriguing fight on the card. It's the one that I truly don't have a hardcore prediction on. I want Virgil to win because he's a Texas area homie. I'm not sure who wins that one just yet. Moving on to Shakur Stevenson, 24-0, 10 KOs versus Floyd Scoffield, 18-0, 12 KOs. Schofield, he ain't ready, man. He ain't ready. I think they're cashing out early. They're trying to get a big payday early. And they're thinking, hey, Shakur can't punch. He ain't got but 10 KOs. How much could it hurt? Now, there's the sparring stories, and they've had Twitter beef and whatnot. I'm glad that Shakur gets an opponent that has a degree of a name somewhat. At least some people have heard of Schofield, which wasn't the case with Edwin De Los Santos or with Artem Harut, his last opponent. I'm glad that Schofield has a bit more name recognition in that way, and because of his thirsty ass dad / pageant mom, with his dad always looking for the limelight and shit, he's keeping the talk out there. Now Schofield no-showed for the presser that everybody else was at, biggest press conference of your young boxing life, and he wasn't there. Shakur said he's worried Schofield might be looking for a way out. Schofield then went on with YSM, I believe it is, the brothers that do all the Boots and Greg Hackett videos. One of them interviewed Schofield, and he said he had passport issues. His father tried to suggest that someone in the Schofield team was a mole planted by Shakur to fuck up his past. It's like a bunch of, it's just dumb extra shit. And it was funny watching the video of father and son discuss this, because the father literally moved the phone with the camera so it could be on him so he could tell the story and shit. And then it got to the point Floyd had to move the shit back to him. The fighter had to move the camera back to him because dad was hogging the limelight. He's thirsty ass pageant mom / boxing trainer dad. But it's your son. Do what the hell you want. It's your damn kid. But just the thirst of it all is what I could do without. To think Shakur Stevenson cares enough to plant a mole, you're like a poor man's Sean Porter, bruh. Like Shakur ain't sweating you. But I would definitely do a singular video for this matchup. Rounding out the card, we got Zhilei Zhang. Oh, he's Big Bang Zhang now. I'm sorry. I guess he's officially changed it because they refer to him as Big Bang Zhang. 27-2, 1 draw, 22 KOs against Ajit Kabayel, 25-0. Forget how many KOs Kabayel has. Weight. The issue with Zhang, with Big Bang Zhang, is weight. Because weight equals output for him. He's a big-ass dude just anyway. But you don't need to be coming in the 280s, bruh. And damn sure not the 290s. Like, what the fuck? They'll be vying for the interim WBC World Heavyweight title. Shakur will be defending forgot to mention, he'll be defending his WBC lightweight title against Schofield. Of course, Beterbiev-Bivol will be fighting for the undisputed light heavyweight championships of the world, all 4 belts. And the last bout on the card, Joshua Buatti, the undefeated Joshua Buatti, getting a litmus test of sorts. A crossroads fight against Callum Smith, who only has 2 losses, but that last one to Beterbiev was pretty violent. And of course, Canelo put hands on him too in his other loss. So is Callum Smith just a gatekeeper now? He says his dream is to be a titleist in 2 weight classes. He did it at super middle. He's still trying at light heavyweight. We'll see. But I would do singular videos on at least 2 or 3 of the fights from this card. Just wanted to hit them real quick since they had the presser earlier this week. REED-BBS, BBS. Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Television! Fred Sanford of the Fisticards. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say